They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my taxes. Yes, you said Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just Isupk sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man, busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit. Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No they them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. You PK top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line into a damn tank. I got choppers stashed in the attic like they Air Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel. I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show the skills how I show the skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a made, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried. I got Ray for real. Damn! Chillin' motherfuckers. Stand over him, shoot him in the face. Like, nah. Hey, listen, bro, you don't know me. I be this bitch tripping.
West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got group fines for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been this proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's worth the mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they eat song, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, but down the D, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Shalom. It's that time again, Israel. It's the Lord's 54th annual Passover in North Carolina.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
The ISUPK, under Commandant General Yohana, will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center. This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family. The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center. For Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to isupk.com to purchase your tickets today. $200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate it. You just want the clout.
The
We just
Lord,
want the praise. I'm just
54th
trying to
annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right. Commander General Yohana has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Pull yourself. Pull yourself.
All right, look like we good. All right, Most High in Christ, clap it up. Once again, this is the Monday night Brotherhood class. I'm Officer Zion of 1,000. I got with me my main man, Officer Carr of 500, of course, holding down this class with me as usual, as normal. First and foremost, we're about a week and a half away from Passover. So give Passover a hand. About a week and a half away from Passover. This is about to be, for any brother or sister who have never been to Passover, I pray you understand that this is about to be a glorious experience for Blacks and Hispanics and North American Indians. I've been blessed to be at 2 of them now. This will be the 3rd one. And we missed one because of COVID. But every time you get a chance to be around this brotherhood, man, and especially all these, mighty priests and captains and generals that you see teaching these classes, going to camp every week, giving their life and sacrificing and dedicating everything that they got inside of them. And to be able to be in one room with every single one of these brothers and sisters, man, who's been putting in work. Of course, the sisters put in excellent work, food drives, all type of things. It's a glorious experience, man. It's a glorious experience, and I can't wait to get that. All Black Party last year, I believe last year was the first All Black Party, first one.
Come.
If I'm not mistaken, and that All Black Party was off the chain. You understand that All Black Party was better than any party I've ever been to in the world. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It was, look, you ain't have to spend thousands of dollars on getting bottles. You just go to a brother's table and brother damn near force it strong down your throat. You understand? That's real brotherhood. That's real sisterhood for you. Us as brothers and sisters, man, to take care of each other and look out for one another, man, it's so important. It's the way that this nation is going to be built. It's the way that when our king returns, it's going to be required of each man and woman to love their brother and to love their sisters like they love themselves. It's gonna be majorly important because it's the only way you keep the building blocks built up. You understand?
That's right.
Matter of fact, the topic is on that today as well. We definitely need to learn to forgive our brothers, man, and forgiving our brothers
is the only way that this nation is going to grow. You know, the turn the other cheek scripture was not talking to, you know, other nations. It was talking to you forgiving your brother. The scripture of how many times should I, you know, forgive my brother 7 times? And he said, he said, no, 7 times 77. I'm paraphrasing. That is showing you how to structure your love for your brother. You know, your structure in the structure that you base your love for your brother shouldn't be by should I forgive him for offense? It should be you want to forgive him for offense. How do you fix something that's broken? You understand? You have to come and pick up the pieces, man. And sometimes picking up the pieces mean you have to forgive your brother for, you know, a wrongdoing. You understand? Some of our brothers be in distress, man. This is oppression that we in. This is not our kingdom. Like the Bible say, this is not your rest. So of course you best believe that your brother gonna wake up on the wrong side of the bed at some point in time, and you know, things gonna push his button where he, you know, unfortunately, you know, we may go off on each other and do things that is not proper to the etiquette of the Isupk on the Commander Junior Yohana. But the one thing that we all have learned is coming to your brother is an amazing thing. If you are able to master that challenge, then you'll gain so much brotherhood in this school. But if you can't, there's always another option. What's the option?
So, like it, sir, if you can't do that, then you can go join the Christian church.
It's a step before going to join the Christian church. You got to go to council first. I mean, if you can't get it in council, then yes, by all means, go find the nearest reverend, the nearest Catholic church, or nearest purple set of people, and you go join a school, because that's where emotional. I'm gonna hold my peace because I was getting ready to start cursing. That's where emotional people go. Emotional people go to the Christian church. Emotional people go to the Muslim mosque. Emotional people go to see Nate and the purple people. And if you really are a warrior of the Lord, you'll battle those demons, which are not carnal. Those demons are spiritual.
Right.
And if you can get through those spiritual demons, man, you've gained a weapon, man. You understand? Like, if you could, give me that first article. Let me see which one I sent you. Give me the Charleston White one. Now, this brother Charleston White, man, I don't know who has emotionally destroyed him in his life, but the brother is just wilding out, man. The brother goes on rants. He worse than Kanye West, man. This brother goes on rants. He goes and starts talking about how he just snitch on everybody in the industry. He talks about how, you understand, certain people did things to him and he'll never forgive them for it. And this brother is emotionally hurt. He's emotionally hurt. He done had beefs with Lil Boosie. I know most of you guys know about the beefs with Lil Boosie. Most of y'all know about the beefs with like T.I. and all them. Like, this brother is truly hurt. You understand? And not only is he hurt, the brother has an emotion on him, man, that, you know, of course I wish no hurt on no brother, but man, it's gonna get him killed. Like, he's playing with a dangerous game, man. It's brothers in this world that really is about that life, man. And for Charleston to keep on going on these rants, man, and I saw him on a rant with Lil Reese and one of Lil Reese posses. Lil Reese is a rapper from Chicago, and he on there with Lil Reese. No, it wasn't Lil Reese. It was what's the brother name? Slocky. But he on a rant with him, and he talking about, yeah, I see you in the streets, and if I see you, ain't gonna do nothing. The police protect me. I tell on you. I snitch on you. And this brother is just going on a rant. And I'm like, what's wrong with this cat? This cat needs some mental support, man. This brother is like losing his mind for fame. You understand? Give me that if you could, by myself.
Come. allhiphop.com. Charleston White has gone on the record to state that he was the one that got Tootie Raw, Lil Boosie's son, arrested.
Now, this is of course, it's been a beef between Charleston White and Lil Boosie. It's been an internet beef. Lil Boosie kind of trying to downplay it, like, you know, the man crazy. I don't really want to go back and forth with him. But of course, Charleston White he's been offended by something that Lil Boosie has done to him. But Charleston White has even went low enough to so-called snitch on Lil Boosie's son. You understand? And you know, I don't remember for sure if his son went to jail for this, but he absolutely it was some charges brought up, I guess, for Lil Boosie's son because of Charleston White going to snitch. You understand? Read.
Con. This silly stuff has to stop. First of all, Tootie Raw is 19 years old, and Charleston White is about 50 and up.
Now you got to understand what the media is knowing. Now, Tootie Raw is 19 years old. He's by all intents and purposes, he's still a boy. He's still a young man. And you got this 50-year-old man that's sitting here trolling this 19-year-old boy. You understand? And all this is going to do is spark a fire in Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie already a goon. He's a gangster. Whether you believe it or not, Lil Boosie is a real life gangster. And he's trying to hold back from going into, you know, the violent part of who he is. And this brother Charleston White is just keep on nitpicking at him, man. You understand? I have so much more respect for Lil Boosie because Lil Boosie could actually take it there if he wanted to, especially when you talk about somebody's son, man. You going low when you start messing with people's kids.
Right.
If you got a beef with the brother, man, how about y'all squash the beef, come together? That's why we say the biggest thing in here is, you know, come to your brother and say, look, I got an offense. I'm offended by something you said to me. And then you squash it. And then if you can't squash it, then you go to counsel. And if you can't go to counsel, then there's other counsels you can take. They just won't be in here.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Con. This grown man and this teenager have been going at it for quite some time on social media.
You said what?
This grown man and this teenager have been going at it for quite some time on social media.
Now, here's the big part of it. They understand that this is a grown man and a teenager. You know, and we knew that, of course, according to the Bible, when we came into this captivity was not going to have any respect of man, of old person or of, you know, woman, man, or children. This captivity is solely meant to destroy all the blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians, no matter what you are. And what you see now is exactly what I say every week in this class. It went from the white man tearing us down, destroying us, beating us, hanging us, lynching us, putting nooses around our necks, to now they're using us to destroy us.
Right.
So now they can be not held accountable for the things that's being done to blacks and Hispanics now. Now, how does it look on the world stage when blacks and Hispanics are the ones killing each other? And all the white man is doing now is putting it on social media because they over the airwaves now. So now we can't complain. We can't scream no justice, no peace when we're the one who's disturbing the peace. We the ones who's killing and robbing and murdering each other. How can we win that fight now? And what they did was like the Bible says, they're gonna take the yoke of iron from around your neck, and when you are totally destroyed, the yoke of iron is off our neck now. Now we were in captivity where they had to murder us, they had to hang us and show us who the boss was. Now they don't even have to do it. Now they don't even have to kill and murder us in front of the public eye. Now they can just have you kill you and murder you. You understand? Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I could, what you saying is so heavy because something like this is so shameful because for Charleston White to be an older brother, you should have more integrity than to be going back and forth. Like, how are you even getting into it with a kid anyway? is what I want to know. Like, you know, how are you getting into it with these brothers' kids? And like you just brought out earlier, you got to be careful with that because now you're trying trying to pull Boosie into something. You're trying to pull T.I. into something. And look, I don't know what happened to this brother, but obviously it had something to do with some gangsters. You know, it ain't necessarily T.I. or Boosie, but whatever happened to him, because I believe he lost his eye or something.
I believe I heard something like that too.
And I think that may have that might be like he might be bitter with gangsters if this what that type of situation was, and just you choose your battles, and I guess this is a good way for him to get his name out there, messing with celebrities that's really known in the street as gangsters. So it sounds like he had somewhat of a plan to do something like this anyway.
And that's the point. Now they're using us to cause this disruption in Black and Hispanic culture, man. It's like what happened to the days where we was trying to come together to talk about what the oppressors did to us. NWA is one of the groups that the white man hated, because the white man saw that NWA was waking Black people up to what was going on in these neighborhoods,
right?
In these Black neighborhoods. They didn't want what's the other group with Public Enemy, Fight the Power, and all it. Like these types of groups were reasons that the oppressor knew that we were heading on a path for separating from them. We saw what was going on with us in our neighborhoods, seeing that the oppressor was not being fair to us. And we were talking about that. Now we're too busy talking about how you can have sex with somebody else's girl, how you can rob somebody and shoot them in the face. We have whole songs right now that's out talking about how you shoot a person in the face and leave them there just laying there. You understand? Like, this is totally the opposite of what we started rapping about. We started rapping about, the things that were going on in the Black Hispanic neighborhood that was unjust and unfair. And our way of fighting back was through words. You understand? Now we're using that same tool to fight each other. And one thing the white man knew is he knew he couldn't take, the art of rap away from us. So what did he do instead? He paid people to do the opposite, to have the opposite effect on his people, which instead of talking about how we can, have a rise in our nation and how we can build our nation up, you start paying the brothers who talking about shooting your nation down and destroying your nation and robbing them and having sex with your woman.
Right.
That's how you change the narrative. There's always some clown in your neighborhood that doesn't care about the benefit of raising his people up. There's always some clown who cares more about his own selfishness than the spite of his own people. And that's who the white man learned to pay to rap. That's how all these rappers, the NBA young boys, the Lil Durks and the King Vons and all them, that's why they got paid. They got paid because they cared more about themselves. They care more about gang life. They care more about destroying their people than they did about raising their people up. And one thing about, a lot of these rappers now they starting to wake up. I'm seeing a lot of documentaries where it's talking about, Von wanted to squash beef with FBG Duck and all that. You know what I'm saying? He teared up when FBG Duck got killed and all that. Now you're seeing these documentaries that's showing that these brothers understand that they started something that was totally horrible for their people and for their families and for all these people who follow them. They starting to realize that they should have woke up a long time ago. You understand? Go ahead, read some more on that.
Khan. White claims Tootie threatened to kill him.
He said what?
Tootie threatened to kill him.
Go ahead, keep reading.
So when it was mutually known that they would both be at a massive festival, SXSW, White called the Austin police. He informed them that Tootie Raw had drugs and a gun on him.
Now, we all know that if you tell the police that there's an armed black man in any place, guess what they're gonna do when they come? they coming with they guns drawn. This is a 19-year-old boy, man. You got this 50-plus-year-old man who goes and calls the police on this 19-year-old boy, and I'm pretty sure what he claimed was not true. I'm not sure. He gonna read some more into it. Maybe it'll say it. But this is a young boy who life could have got snatched from, all because of the allegations that that Charleston White called the police over.
Right.
Like, what you could have did was just left if you was in fear of your life, or did you want to make a statement? Like, the Lord requires us to forgive our brothers, man. And until you do that, Charleston White, all I can see him doing is going down a slippery slope to death, man. And I pray he fixes whatever is going on with him before that happens. But at the end of the day, man, the Lord had already told us, man, we have to learn to forgive our brothers for certain things. And if you don't, death is gonna come. Why do you think that in every city, blacks and Hispanics is dying on every block? Because we don't know how to forgive one another. That is a punishment of sin. That is a punishment of sin. The wages of sin is death.
Right.
Like, the Lord can't say it more clearer. If you don't learn how to forgive your brother and put that to the side, man, put all that bull crap to the side that you're dealing with, you're gonna die in the streets. This is what the oppressor wants you to do. You're not benefiting off you dying in the streets. Neither are your children or your family members and everybody who followed you. Nobody's benefiting off this. And guess what the oppressor gets to see? They get to see the same black man who asking for justice and peace get scrutinized on TV, because how about starting your own neighborhood? That's all they thinking. Y'all want justice and peace. It starts with y'all. They'll never learn. First of all, they're never going to stop killing us anyway. But we can at least stop helping them. You understand? Right. Go ahead, read some more on that.
Khan. I don't know for sure, but it seems like the Austin Police Department took everything Charleston White said as gossip and arrested Boosie's son. Apparently.
So they took it as gossip and still arrested his son. You understand? Because guess what the police officers knew? They knew that all they needed was for one person to say they saw a gun to arrest this black boy.
Right.
This black boy gonna be tainted now. He gonna think that anybody can just say anything and he can go to jail. You understand? And this is his own brother doing this to him. This is the same thing happened to Christ with Judas. Judas snitched and had soldiers come and collect Christ. You understand? And this is the same thing that's going. This same. It's supposed to be your brother, but yet and still they rather see you destroyed and killed than to be a brother to you and just talk to you and just say, what you said. It was kind of offensive, man. If we can squash it, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather do that. It's just so easy to do that, man. But instead, you rather go call the police on this brother and possibly get this brother shot by these police officers because you claim he got a gun on him.
Right.
Go ahead.
Khan. Apparently, he spent the night in jail and left with the paperwork. I am thinking Boosie should holler at his son and give him the game. If he doesn't, this could be a rough road for him. On top of that, Charleston White said that he wanted to get King, who is T.I.'s son.
Now, not only what is this dude like doing? Bullying kids? So now you just went from Boosie's son. Now he talking about I wanted to get King too, T.I.'s son. This dude is a child bully. This dude likes to bully children. You understand? That is the most unmanliest thing you can do, man. So, I remember when I was growing up, kids had to be in a kid's place. Grown men and kids, grown men knew that kids was off limit. It was what it was. Now we at the point in time, man, even if you go back into old gangbanging days, women and children were off limit. They were off limit, man. The block will crucify you if you did something to somebody's child. But now children are not even off limit because, these men do not know how to just, take something and they want to run with it as far as being emotional instead of just sitting down with his brother and saying, man, you did me wrong, man. And it's just that easy. We do it here every day.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Khan. Remember, T.I. and Boosie are no longer friends, but their kids are.
Right.
They may be forced to come together for a common foe in a bit.
Get off that. Go to Colossians 3 and 13. Salaki. And this is just something, man. Like, we have to learn how to start, just forgiving one another.
Right.
This is what Christ requires of us. Like I said, when we get in the kingdom, Christ is going to require that we forgive one another. If you don't forgive your brother, there is no other options in the kingdom. Like, you hear me now, I'm telling you, go to the Christian church and go to the purple people, but there's not going to be a Christian church of purple people in the kingdom. So there's only one other way. And I pray you understand what that other way is.
Right.
You don't know how to forgive your brother, man. This is what Christ requires of us. This is what the Lord requires of us, to be able to sit down humbly with your brother, man, and hatch out your differences. It's a hard thing to do. You understand? If you could, you'll see me one more time. It's a
3 and 8.
Yeah, yep. No, 3 and 13.
3 and
but you're
13.
right there anyway. Yep. It's a hard thing to do. You understand? To be able to, sit down with your brother and say, I apologize for anything that I did to offend you. To hear your brother out. It's hard to hear your brother out when you're mad at him, when you're angry at him. You understand? I just had this conversation with a sister where we was talking about why is men today the way that they are, and a lot of it I told her stems from being raised by their mother. Unfortunately, women are the emotional vessel, and a lot of these brothers have truly gotten that part of who they are from their mother. And when you get so much emotion and not enough wisdom which a father gives you, when he's not in the household, how can he give it to you? You understand?
Right.
The father is supposed to be there to give you some wisdom of how to not only protect yourself, but protect your family. And when I say protect your family, it doesn't only mean physical. It means emotional. It means, spiritually. How do you protect your family? Sometimes you have to be able to control the narrative of your household. And our children just not built to control the narrative anymore. Now they're built to, whenever you get mad, you go and just curse everybody out and get emotional and react emotionally. And that's what you're getting today with these kids killing each other. They don't have a chance. They never had a chance because the father wasn't in the household, of course, due to the oppressive system or systematic oppression. Now they're reacting the way their mother would instead of having some wisdom to react the correct way. You understand? Read that if you could.
Come. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
Forbearing one another.
For what?
Forbearing one another.
What does it mean to forbear one another? It means you got to be able to deal with one another. This is how you deal with one another. Forbearing means to deal. Go ahead.
And forgiving one another.
Mm-hmm.
If any man have a quarrel against any.
If any man has a quarrel, what's a quarrel? You know what a quarrel is? Go ahead.
So it's like disagreement or argument,
Mm-hmm.
we disagree and then the quarrel is starting to,
Mm-hmm.
get turned into an argument,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
The quarrel is you striving against your brother. It starts as an argument and then it becomes a little intense. This is what's going on with Charleston White, with Lil Boosie and his son and T.I. and his son. This is becoming a quarrel. You understand? Read.
If any man have a quarrel against any,
Mm-hmm.
even as Christ forgave you,
Mm-hmm.
so also do ye.
So even as Christ forgave you, you should forgive your brother for this person you're having a quarrel with. And why is this scripture so important? Because Christ didn't even have a reason to forgive you. He didn't. You didn't even do anything to gain his forgiveness. He just did it because he loved you.
Right.
Out of the love that he has for his brothers, me and Car, I ain't never seen Christ, but yet he forgave me. He forgave Car because we chose to follow the law, statutes, and commandments and come into this school and do what we're supposed to do. He showed favor in us. He continues to forgive us. And that's the same mindset you have to have with your brothers, man. Just because they ain't all the way there yet, don't mean you shouldn't forgive them.
Right.
Because the very thing that you do may be the reason that you gain a brother and gain a weapon. We say it here all the time, brotherhood is a weapon. You gain a weapon when you gain a brother in here. You understand?
That's right.
And what Charleston White should have did was he should have sat down with his brothers and gained his brother. The brother needs to come into this school and start, sitting down and learning under the feet of some of these, these excellent priests who teach classes, so he can learn how to be a better brother and escape death. Because right now he's sitting in the shadow. What it say? Now that I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, he's walking through the valley of the shadows of death. And the only way you can escape death is to come into the school and get life. The law, statutes, and commandments is the breath of life. That's the only way that you can keep living. That's why the Bible talks about the valley of the dry bones. We walking around here, even though we are still walking and talking and breathing, and we were dry bones in these neighborhoods, man. We had nothing that gave us life.
Right.
Everything brought death to us and destruction. And now we finally have a place of refuge where those dry bones can come and get a little bit of muscle and a little bit of fatty tissue and a little bit of skin. And then you'll start seeing these dry bones start to wake up and start to speak and start to have some power. And then what we do with those dry bones that now have power is you go give power to more of your brothers and sisters. And that's what we're doing in this school, man, under command of your honor.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Come, verse 14. And above all things, put on charity.
Put on what?
Put on charity.
What is charity? Go ahead.
Like, if I could, is this saying like put on charity like I don't want to put like
you gotta take your time.
Like you want to put on, like you want to be.
What is charity?
It's giving.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a gift, but like you want to be.
Charity is sacrifice.
That's the word.
It's sacrifice for. Because one thing about charity is meant for you not to accept anything back for your work, for you doing what you're doing. You're giving something without accepting without even wanting anything back from it. You're doing it out of pure love of your own heart, right?
Come on.
Go ahead.
No, so like that's you exactly right. So that's the word I was looking for, because in this situation, when it comes to Charleston White and these brothers, these rappers, and in a way, they kind of displaying that right now by not having harm brought to him like they could, so it's just as well as we know it. To me, it seems like Charleston White, like you said, he having some mental issues. I don't know if he need medicine. I don't know if he was a victim of the streets and he can't get over it, because I do know a couple of brothers that was victimized like when we were in high school, and instead of them like being able to learn from that experience and understand what it was or whatever, they still carry it to this day.
Right.
And they can't get over it. Even one brother said that he wish he could go back. He wish he would have did this and he wish he would have did that. And I told the brother, no, you don't. And he said, why you say that? You ain't have to go through what I went through. I said, this ain't about what me going through what you went through. But if you would have, if thinking how you thinking now, that might not have worked out for you.
Damn right.
I'm like, don't just think about you could have got killed. Think about you could have got paralyzed. Or think about you could be the one doing life in prison for doing something, and then you would be the one regretting having that reaction, So the brother, it was kind of rough for him to accept it. But I mean, come on, man. We all from the hood. You win some, you lose some. Come on now. You to be holding on something like Charleston White, you 50 something, and you this kid
19 years old.
19.
He ain't even live half the years that Charleston White done live, man. And this brother is stooping down to a lower level than a 19-year-old right now.
Right. And it's like, man, they fathers having mercy on you because you didn't brought their names out. So now something happened to you. Of course, them brothers are gonna be the first two that be investigated right off the back, because now you want to mess with people's kids,
right?
And do all this. I don't know if you got kids, brother. I don't know if you care about them, but one thing I do know for sure from experience in the streets, you're gonna get what you asking for, but it's not gonna be what you think it's gonna be, and you're gonna be begging for mercy.
Damn right.
You're gonna be begging for mercy, and I'm not taking nobody's side. I ain't on nobody's side except for the Lord.
Damn right.
And the men in the Isupk. But this type of nonsense right here, I seen it play out before, and I seen brothers think they want that smoke, and when he got turned up, they did not want that smoke.
Damn right.
So I like you said, I pray the brother get his mind right. Come up, put your all black on and come up in here, man, and maybe one of these priests in here save your life.
Damn right.
That's what you need to be doing. I know you out there listening because you love to troll. You love to troll. We just ain't gonna play with you up in here.
Damn right.
This is real work, man. We care about our people for real. All this nonsense of wanting this type of stuff to continue is silly. Here we is in a jam, and then we got you to deal with. We got to take time out of the jam that we trying to fix because you want to keep it going.
Right.
Like, come on, brother, get it together, man.
Good night.
That's all I had to say on that.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. You can finish that.
I want verse 15.
Go.
Oh, you finish the rest of it.
Yeah, you can just start at the top of 14.
The book of Colossians.
There you go.
Chapter 3 and verse 14. And above all things, put on charity.
Read that again.
And above all these things, put on charity.
So put it above all these things, man. You got to be able to sacrifice, man. You got to be able. So of course, there's gonna be things that brothers disagree with, man. But sometimes you have to sacrifice your feelings. Sometimes you got to sacrifice what you want to do and not be selfish. And you have to put on charity, man. Charity is given without expecting something back. Even if I'm coming to fix the problem, if I don't get the same in return, I'm supposed to come with that notion that I'm willing to fix something with my brother.
Right.
During this quarrel, I want this to be better than what it was before the quarrel. So I'm coming with charity. I'm coming to sacrifice my feelings to fix this issue with my brother. Read.
Which is the bond of perfectness.
That's the bond of what?
Perfectness.
That's a bond of perfectness. It's perfect when my brother and I come together and be able to fix an issue. It's perfect when instead of choosing the way that Charleston White chose, I can come and sit down with my brother and say, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you was wrong. But it's better if we together than we separated.
Right.
That's perfectness. That's the perfectness that Christ wanted us to have. You got to be able to fix things in this nation, in Israel, man. The whole deal, and I always, of course, just not anything that we teach, but I've always thought the whole concept behind Christ being a carpenter, and what a carpenter is his job is. His job is to fix things.
Right.
You understand? And how fitting for it to be that the Christ that we call, King, had a duty in a lifestyle of fixing things. He was raised to fix things, and now he's fixing the whole nation. And we should have that same mindset. We should have the same mental understanding that we have to be repairmen in this nation, man. We have to be the repairmen to fix our nation, and we're not going to do it if we don't come together with our brothers and sit down and have an understanding that we're both wrong. We're both wrong because I don't understand you and you don't understand me. Christ requires us to fix this. Christ requires us to be repairmen in this nation. And if you can't do that, then what does Christ need you for? Christ will return. And if you're not doing the work of the Lord, which is picking up your brothers and sisters in this truth, man, then you will be laid by the wayside, just like the oppressor that is oppressing you. All these people who you feel is way worse than you, you're going to be right on the wayside with them.
Right.
You think you're going to escape it, but you're not, because you wasn't doing the things that Christ told you to do. You understand? Salakia, if you could give me give me the other article. Lil Wayne. Is that the one?
Lil Wayne, Young Thug.
Yeah.
Okay. Khan. Young Thug wants a judge to censor a video of him threatening Lil Wayne while trying to get more information about a cooperating witness named
KC.
KC.
It's just two letters. So this is now everybody knows the story behind Young Thug, right? Young Thug is he was charged and prosecuted, and I believe he got life for being the head of an organization which was called Slime Mob or something like that. And it's going back to the time during the investigation where it's saying that he threatened Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne knew the name of the person who was an informant to, his operation starting to get investigated. And he ended up threatening Lil Wayne. Now, everybody knows Thug and Wayne really never too much got along. Thug was supposed to be Birdman's what do you call it? His escape, not his escape. After Lil Wayne and Birdman fell off, Thugger came onto the scene. You understand? And he was supposed to be like Birdman's recreation of Lil Wayne. So Lil Wayne and Thugger always had an issue since the beginning of time. But to see this brother saying, now Lil Wayne, we all know Lil Wayne is a thug too. Lil Wayne ain't no punk.
Right.
So I to be honest, I want to hear how this went. I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole story, but I want to see how this one went, because I can't see Thugger threatening Lil Wayne without it being, a retaliation. And this once again teaches you and shows you how the Black community is disrupted. You got these two figures that's supposed to be high quality figures in Black community, especially in New Orleans. You understand? Especially in New Orleans, these two brothers are high figures in New Orleans together, and these two brothers are beefing with one another, which causes what? It causes more beef, because all of Thugger's fans are going to beef with all Lil Wayne's fans now.
Right.
You understand? This is you Black Hispanics don't understand the power that you have within your own craft. Your craft gives you the opportunity to speak to a multitude of people. And with that, you gain fandom. You gain, a class of people who just wants to be like you. So everything that you do, they do. If you want to kill Thugger, they want to kill Thugger. If you want to kill Lil Wayne, they want to kill Lil Wayne because they want to be you. You understand? You remember what's the song with Eminem, Stan? You remember the song Stan, where Stan, he was the fan of Eminem. And all he wanted to do was everything Eminem wanted to do. He said, he was like, yeah, he wanted to kill his girlfriend and kid, just like Eminem say he doing his songs and all. This is what you have with these fans. So you have to understand that when you make raps and songs and make these declarations about other brothers, man, there's people watching you. You have to be careful with that because you yourself is destroying the people just by talking. The power of the tongue is what the Bible calls it. Your speech in itself can bring life or death. You understand? Go ahead, Salaki.
No, Salaki, if I could, what you bringing out is so heavy because remember we went through that East Coast, West Coast.
Damn right.
So
Damn right.
And that resulted in the death of Tupac and Biggie.
Yep.
So you definitely, that's heavy what you bringing out, sir. Fans, and when you go back and you look at the different, when you talk to East Coast fans of Biggie and then you talk to West Coast fans of Tupac, it was like if they would have met each other, they would have been at each other.
And that's the point. And that's purely the point. Like we letting, you know, the social media and we letting entertainment contradict how to, like I said before, we used to have a yoke of iron around our neck. We don't even have a yoke of iron around our neck, and we just choose to kill one another.
Right.
You know, there was such thing as what you would call they was called Mandingo warriors. And what they did was they took slaves, the strongest slaves on every slave plantation, and they would take them to another plantation to fight one another to the death. And guess what? That the slave, the fighter that won, guess what he got? He got one night with a woman, and he got some wine. He got some wine to drink. They gave him a whole bottle of wine, and he got a woman for the night after killing his brother. So what is that now? How does that go along with today's situation? Because in order to get everything that you want, in order to be the top gun, in order to be the top person in your neighborhood, what do you have to do? You have to kill your brother.
Right.
You have to kill off your brother to become the number one person in your neighborhood. And this is all just learned behavior, you know, even through slavery that we've been doing to each other. You know, first they had to put a yoke of iron because these brothers didn't want to kill each other. They had to, or they was gonna die. Now we've learned to do it without even being threatened with death. Now the death is, if you don't do it, they're gonna kill you. You see how they changed the narrative of the way how you go about having to defeat your brother and why you defeat your brother is because if you don't, he's gonna kill you. Now it's no longer about I'm gonna kill you. Now it's he's gonna kill you. You understand? Go ahead.
Khan. In an ongoing RICO trial, rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams.
Jeffrey, you Young Thug, but you Jeffrey to the penal system.
Right.
You ain't no thug no more. They can call you whatever you want to in jail, but guess what's gonna happen to you? You somebody's bitch in jail right now. You're no longer a thug. Your decisions that you made is now put you in a position where you can't even live life no more. Now you have to live like a true slave behind bars.
Right. Jeffrey Williams is fighting to redact a controversial video while seeking information on an informant known as KC.
Now, why was he seeking this information, Carl? We know how the hood worked. Why he was seeking this information when he found out that there was somebody that was being an informant towards his establishment.
You know, so like I said, if I could, he looking for this informant, you know, to change his mind.
That's exactly what he was looking for.
We'll just leave it at that, you know,
for viewers' sake.
Viewers' purposes, you know, he was looking to change his mind.
This brother was looking to change somebody's mind, man, about going on that stand and testifying against him. This is why that brother was looking for that. This is why and then here's even the most stupidest part about it. You went on camera to do it. You in a video doing it. Like how y'all smoke all the weed in the world, man. Obviously, we can tell because your damn brain cells is deleted out of your brain. I don't even understand how some of these brothers function as much weed as they smoke. But you would go on video to Kai, what am I missing, man? Last time I checked, man, real niggas, real thugs, man. We wasn't sitting on no camera talking about some look. You don't do what I tell you to do. We just get the job done. Go ahead.
No, so like if I could, sir, being in the neighborhood, you don't even when somebody come talking about A, B, and C, you man, go on somewhere. I don't want to hear nothing.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with me.
You don't want it a part of your brain. You don't want it on you, no way, shape, or form. And these cats, I don't get it, sir. They supposed to be gangsters, right? Now, okay, obviously you've been watching these gangster movies. But it's one part of the gangster movie that they didn't study. It was the no talking part of it. Because when you go back, you look at these mob movies, they wasn't on the telephone talking about this, that, and the other. They wasn't publicly saying, you know, hey, they actually greeting who they gonna kill in public like they good friends.
Man, you know how many of these mob movies that, hey, they greet them like they good friends. Hey, get in the car. Let's go out to eat.
Right.
You get sat in that passenger seat. And you get put in the dark alley, and they blow your brains out in the back of that back alley. Somebody, whoever sitting in the back seat, blowing your brains out because they heard you was talking, heard you was snitching. That mobster life was real.
That was real.
That was real life back then. Y'all want to be Tony Montana now? Y'all don't have the guts to be the white man. The white man is a true killer. What they try to turn you into, is not even in your nature.
Right.
That's why you're so horrible at it.
Right.
You ever heard? I don't lie because I'm so bad at it. That's the reason I came into the truth. Because no matter how much I lied, I looked horrible doing it. It's like they always knew I was lying. So why lie? I might as well come into a place and say just tell the truth.
Right.
The way I'm winning all the time.
That's right.
Like if you ain't a real thug, then why try to be a thug? You're horrible at it. You're bad. You're a bad killer. You're a bad thug. You're a bad drug dealer. You're a bad drug addict. Everything that you do is horrible because it's not for you. It's for the white man. You understand? Go ahead. Right. It's like you have something.
No, so like it, sir, if I could real quick, what you was just saying as far as like you want to be Tony Montana. Everybody want to be Tony Montana.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Until that door closed. And then the movie stopped playing. Now it's real life.
Not only that, what happened to Tony Montana at the end? Everybody want to be Tony Montana, but guess what? That movie showed you exactly what happened to real thugs. You're gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. If you want to be Tony, then you're willing to die. Not willing to die. You're gonna die. You're either gonna die rotting in jail, or you're gonna die in the streets because you want to be Tony Montana. Then go ahead. You be Tony Montana. I'm here to live.
Damn right. I know I'm trying to live.
You understand? Slocky. It was any more on that scripture?
On the story?
Story, Slocky, yeah.
Just a little bit more if you want it. Con. The video in question dates back to April 14th, 2015.
Yep.
And allegedly shows Young Thug threatening fellow rapper Lil Wayne.
And this is right at the beginning of when they started doing this RICO case on Thug and his team. When they started gathering evidence and gathering people together to talk against Thugger. So he tried to kill noise in the beginning. Of course, he came at Wayne because of course he thought Wayne knew something about it because him and Wayne been beefing forever. So this been dating back to 2015, 2016. Once again, this is another brother, who just don't know how to sit down and have a talk with his brother and say, can we squash the beef? All this is over. Like he could have came in anybody else in the world. Why did he come in Lil Wayne? This is one person that was close to Birdman and Thugger was close to Birdman. So he figured that, with those two things correlating, that Lil Wayne had to be the one who knew what was going on. These brothers should have just squashed this a long time ago. When Thugger first got in the game, man, they should have just sat down and said, look, Thugger, I'm here for money, you here for money. And this beef ain't between us. The beef was really between him and Birdman. Like Birdman the one that crossed Lil Wayne. I don't even see how these two brothers is even the ones that's into it with one another. Why Birdman's hands stay clean. You understand? So I don't know. And with that, let me get what was the scripture? Give me Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
Let me know you there, sir. I got it.
Go ahead.
Colonel Khan, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5.
And then you just gonna do 5 and 6. Salak.
Colonel Khan. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Taught you what?
Statutes and judgments.
Now, of course, this is talking about blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians. There's no other nation in the world that he's taught statutes and judgments to but us. All right, read.
Colonel Khan, even as the Lord my God commanded me.
Now, of course, this is Moses, so he says, even as the Lord commanded him to do this, he's teaching our forefathers these laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
Colonel Khan, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it.
Now, this is at this point in time, we were supposed to have a land to ourselves, which was, which was Canaan, where we was going to take over, and it was going to, at that time, become Jerusalem, which it did. Read.
Colonel Khan, verse 6, keep therefore and do them.
So what does it mean to keep them and therefore do them? That means even though, whether you're in the land or not in the land, you still have to keep them. He gave you a land to possess. But if you're not in the land, you're still supposed to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and still do them. Keep them is one part, but doing them is another. You have to do both. Read.
Colonel Khan, for this is your wisdom.
This is your what?
This is your wisdom.
This is your wisdom, man. Y'all look up to Lil Wayne. Y'all look up to Charleston White. Y'all look up to Lil Boosie's. Y'all look up to every black person who has some money, Jay-Z's. But the Lord said that this is your wisdom, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So who you should be looking up to is Commander General Yana.
That's right.
Because he's the one who's giving you this wisdom that the Lord has commanded you to have. You understand? Read.
And your understanding.
And your what?
And your understanding.
If Charleston White, if Thugger, if all these brothers who, is just so poor in decision making, if they had this understanding, they wouldn't be in death's door like they are right now. These brothers would not be. Thugger is doing a life sentence. He's never getting out of jail again. If he had this wisdom and understanding, he would still be living. You understand? Charleston White, he can't walk anywhere on the street because he might get his brains blown out. If he was walking in this wisdom and understanding, he wouldn't have to live in fright. These brothers that come into the school, man, we learned and understood and had understanding, and we've become wise. So now we don't have to worry about, death. I don't care about death anyway. If the Lord takes me, then it was the Lord's will. One thing I do know is I can't make a decision for the Lord. And if the Lord decides what he want to do with me, well, it was the best decision to be made.
Right.
You understand? We don't cry over stuff like that up in here, man. It's a bury me a priest. Bury me a priest of the Lord, man. And if it takes for me to be a priest of the Lord to come in here and die to show the example to the ones under me, then that's what I'll do.
Damn right.
You understand? Read.
Come on. In the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes.
Hold on, go back. You said in the what?
In the sight of the nations.
Who is the nations? Go ahead.
So all these different nations of people that we surrounded by, basically.
So what we doing is, like the Bible says, paraphrasing, you gotta let your light shine. All the nations around you is gonna see, how you deal with things, your wisdom. When King David ran Jerusalem, when King David ran the world, because of course the nation of Israel ran the world at that time, he was the most wisest king on earth. All these other nations, came to him for advice, for counsel, and for all these things, man, because he had understanding. He had, wisdom, and he had it because he understood the Bible. He followed the law, statutes, and commandments. They was wondering why his nation wasn't in disarray, because his nation wasn't men wasn't having sex with other men's women.
Right.
You understand? We wasn't killing each other. We wasn't doing all these atrocities that other nations was doing, and they saw that as wise. You understand? Read.
Come. In the sight of all the nations, we shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
They said, what?
Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
And this is what's going to happen when we come together, man. When we gather ourselves together under this book, under these commandments, under these laws and statutes, they're also going to say, surely this is a great nation that is wise and understanding. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say that these people have an understanding and a wisdom that we don't know how they collected this. Like how are they so wise? And all the time it's been right there in the same book that you said is a white man's book. The whole time it's been sitting right there in the same book that you said was Christianity. In the same book that you said, that you would never follow, you rather follow Kemet. This book right here has showed us how to be wiser men. I know we wiser men because there's men in this school that would have been killing you if they didn't follow this book. If they didn't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, they would have been, you would have been dying in the street. You understand? This is how I know this book is a book of wisdom, because it's taken men that had no wisdom and made them so wise. You understand? Myself, Car. You understand? There's so many brothers who sit in these seats that had no understanding of what, their life was even meant for. And they walked in here and they gained some wisdom, man. And these some of the smartest brothers on the face of the earth, because they know how to bring life. Y'all scientists are still trying to figure out how to bring life to earth. You're still trying to, what do they call it when you're trying to replicate? You're trying to, what is it called when they trying to replicate something? Clone. Y'all trying to clone life, man. Y'all trying to clone life. Y'all scientists trying to clone life. And all we doing is taking the same death that y'all put on this street, man, and we bringing it to life, man. That's something that you can't do. That's something that we haven't figured. Y'all haven't figured out yet. You know why we have? Because we gain the understanding and wisdom of this Bible.
Right.
You understand? So lock it. Go to that. We're gonna go to Dwayne Wade now.
Come on, sir.
That was it on that, right?
Come on, sir.
Unless you had something to say, so like I always like to let you chime in if you have to.
If I could, just real quick, what you were saying was so heavy as far as like following the laws in the Bible, because all these brothers got a lot to say about all these different books that they read and follow and do this, but I like it. It's all like self-centered stuff to me, it seems like, because, oh, you're a king, oh, you're a queen, and here we doing all type of terrible things in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? That like playing part in some of this stuff, sir, it's a burden sometimes, because you like, damn, I actually was a part of creating that monster. So when I started to understand the Bible, I understood that, okay, not only am I being corrected, which is real love, now I'm understanding, like you said, how to be wise about dealing with my people.
Damn right.
These other books that all these people claim to cling to, and it's a good book, and it's a good book, and all that, fine. If you're reading a good book, it makes you feel good, or whatever the case may be, so be it. But show me the book that help you raise up a nation. Don't give me no book that somebody telling you some African king or some African. I don't want to hear that. Give me the book that's showing you how to build your people up.
Damn right.
Y'all love to brag on these books a lot, so I just had to bring it out. Y'all love bragging on what these books and make you feel so this and feel so that. Not one of them correct you. Not one of them.
Right.
One of them only telling you, no, you're not this, you this. You this, you bet, you this, you're great. You're this. How am I so great and I just robbed somebody? I mean, my own brother. Come on. I mean, like it, sir. It's just sometimes you just get frustrated because we trying to outrun these curses. Ain't no running. I don't care if you go to the other side of the globe.
right.
You won't get away from the hand of the Most High.
Damn right.
And this the only book that tells you that.
Damn right.
All them other books feed you this fairy tale. You was a great warrior. Now you a king. I'm a king. I'm on crack. But I'm a king.
Good
but
night.
I'm on crack.
Good night.
Come on. How we lose? How we lose? If we were so great, how did we lose? For the Kemet community. If we the original man, for you Pan-Africans, if we the original man on the earth, how did we end up on the bottom? How everybody came after us and passed us up? What didn't we do?
It's a lot. And if I can add on to that, because it just hit me. What in the Book of the Dead tells you why we on the bottom right now? Because if you look in the Bible, something tells you why we on the bottom.
Right.
Something tells you what happened when our God was upset with us and what punishment came upon us. And there's nothing in your Book of the Dead that tells us why we're on the bottom and everybody else is on top when we were once kings over everything, right?
Right.
In your book, black people were kings over everything. So tell me what happened in between that time. And then we'll show you what happened in between that time. Let's see whose depiction is accurate, because yours is not. You understand? Your guys did horrible homophobic acts. You understand? They did terrible things. Mothers was having sex or was dealing with their son's sperms. It was all type of nasty stuff going on in Kemet, man, that I don't want nothing to do with. If y'all want to do that, y'all do it.
Right.
Y'all deal with that, man. But I want my God to be a God of war. I want the God that I follow to be a man of war. I don't want my God to be no soft, having sex with another man God. That's what Kemet is. Kemet gods have sex with each other. They're men that put rod in other men. My God is a man of war, and he said you can have as many as you want, but you can only put your rod in a woman. You understand? Slocky, go ahead.
Khan. This is insider.com. Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya.
We're gonna read it like it is, because that's how it's read. I know, but we're gonna read it like it is. Slocky.
Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya, shares how her family supported her gender transition.
Go ahead.
To have someone who is like, I got you, is priceless.
Now, of course, you know she's talking about Dwayne Wade. You know she's talking about this homosexual. Dwayne Wade is a homosexual. I don't know if you guys know that. He's a homosexual. He's not one that's out in public and all that, but I think me and Carl were just talking about this. This brother like toys being put inside of him. You understand? His wife puts things inside of him when he's supposed to be putting things inside of her.
Right.
Now, this is a total reverse role of what nature tells us to do. Like you supposed to be putting a rod inside of your woman, and yet you letting your woman put a rod inside of you. Like, good night, man. And you wonder why this brother's son is so messed up in the head, man. Because his father accepts anything. His father accepts anything that the mother says to do. So of course he doesn't run the house. We know who does. Gabrielle Union does. Go ahead. You good? No. Anyway, so the brother is just, of course, he's messed up in the game. And just, you can tell by what's tolerated, by his leadership, especially with his children, what type of like understanding that he has. Dwayne Wade has been focused on for a while when it comes to homosexuality, and now that we see what's going on with his son, we starting to realize that it's starting to roll over. And I wouldn't put it past him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I wouldn't put it past him to say that the brother might have been allowing some things to happen to his son that probably shouldn't happen when he was younger. And this is why his son started to, look at himself in this submissive way like this. You understand? You can do this. Yeah. Was it any more on that?
Come on, sir. It says in February 2020, Zaya Wade came out as trans.
So this is when Zion Wade came. Go ahead, read a little bit more on that because I think it's a little bit more past that.
Come on. In a recent cover story with Days, she opened up about how the support of her family and friends has aided her journey of self-discovery.
Now that's what I wanted. That's the part I wanted. So now she's talking about how, her family members, you should be good right there. Her family members was the ones who aided her in becoming this woman that the Lord never made her to be. You understand? What is it? Zion, whatever his name is. You can tell that as he grew, that his father allowed certain things to come over this boy, man, and it has ruined him. It has ruined him horribly. And now what's happening is it's being accepted. It's being accepted on the big stage. He's been on all these big talk shows. What were some of the talk shows he's been on, Car? I know I saw him on like Ellen. I think I saw him on Ellen DeGeneres and some of these other talk shows that has really boosted the liking of what's going on with Dwayne Wade's son. And go ahead, Salaki.
No, Salaki, sir, if I could, you might want this other part of this article because it's touching on exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, with the help of family therapy.
Salaki, hey brother, if you could, can you come up front? The water. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
It says, Khan, with the help of family therapy.
With the help of what?
Family therapy.
So this is, we know what happened at this time, right?
Khan.
Go ahead.
Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union have been able to help Zaya navigate her transition in the public eye.
Do you want to speak on this or you want to let me? Go ahead. I already know you ready.
If I could, sir. If I could.
Go ahead. You got it.
First of all, this is not even Gabrielle Union's kid. So for her to play this major role and helping to, mess this kid's mind up, they have totally wiped the real mother out of the picture. She protested this whole thing. She went to court. She tried to get rights. She was all against it. They locked her out of this. He got Gabrielle Union in his ear, showing him how to turn this kid out. Now, this is what's so wicked about this. Gabrielle Union is a bitter woman.
Oh, yeah.
So when you deal with bitter sisters, and we all know, for those in class and those at home, when women get bitter with men, they tend to try to destroy you on any level they possibly can to satisfy whatever's going on with them. What's so wicked about Gabrielle Union is that you will do this to a kid and try to make it like you're fighting for this kid to have a right, when in years to come, this kid is going to hate both of them.
Let me ask a question. And anybody can chime in. I know we got brothers in the school, in class right now. Anybody can chime in on this. What does this boy of this age, why does he have to understand his sexuality? And why does he have to understand now to himself that his sexuality is to be a girl versus a boy? Like, why is that something that's so important to a kid of that age? I'm trying to pick brains. I want to understand this. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, he was influenced.
That's the point.
He was influenced, and he was influenced by the people around him because the person who put this in his head, they saw vulnerability in him.
And
this is when they introduced this to him, and it was on from there. And by his father representing no type of masculinity,
he succumbed to it.
He succumbed to it.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I can, sir.
You got it.
If I can, sir, I believe it was a sacrifice from his father to elevate himself in the status to be accepted in Hollywood. So, in order for him to get paid by the oppressor, he sacrificed his son.
Well, I would agree with that if Dwayne Wade was getting paid anymore. Like Dwayne Wade he made way more money when he was in the league than he does now. He had money. He had money already. The thing is, there was no masculinity in his household. Guess who? Gabrielle Union runs that household. There's no leadership in that household. The Bible says the only way to take the strong, you got to take a strong man out of a household. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. You got to take a strong man out of a household in order to bind that house. And what they did was they made Dwayne Wade effeminate so Gabrielle Union can have the masculinity in the house. So now all the kids want to be like Gabrielle. They want to be like her because what power looks like to the kids is her. She looks like the power. And this is what I want to look at how she carries herself. Look at her swag. Look at her walk. Look at how she looks. While Dwayne Wade is sitting there puppy dogging behind Gabrielle Union, he looks like the weak vessel. If I was a child, I wouldn't want to look like the weak vessel. I want to look like something that looks like empowerment, right? That's what little Zaire or Zaire, whatever the hell his name is, that's what he's looking at. How do I look powerful? And in that household, power looks like Gabrielle Union and not Dwayne Wade. You understand? Go ahead.
No, so like it, what you saying is so heavy.
Most High in Christ.
And if I could, what the brother said was heavy too, because if you think about it, and we just speculating, but he could have been a sacrifice, not for Dwayne Wade, but for Gabrielle Union, because she was over with. Even though she married to Dwayne Wade, her career was over with. So now, like you said, they're gonna use her for this masculine representation. So now we about to see her in all this little alphabet community stuff that they got coming up that we have no idea.
Right.
They about to hit our kids upside the head so hard, and they gonna use her as the spokesperson because of her. She is a known celebrity
and a mother of a transgender kid now,
and that's what it. And so the brother was right. He probably was being sacrificed, but it was more so for Gabrielle Union. But you brought it home with Dwayne Wade. He more like the gas that you put in the tank to make the car go.
That's it.
But nobody ever pays attention to the gas.
He just
it's
pays
the
attention
car.
to the car. That's it.
So
that's it.
Both of you brothers brought it. That was heavy right there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
That was heavy.
You had it. What do we have left on that?
With that, that was it on that article.
All right, give me John 8:4 if you could, Papa Sean.
Come.
And what we have to realize is the reason Dwayne Wade cannot support his family, the reason Dwayne Wade cannot lead his family is because he's following the white man. He's following the homosexuality of the Rome. If you look at any Roman statue, it's two white men wrestling with each other butt naked. Or the depictions on the Roman Catholic churches, babies butt naked with wings on. Like they've always been about homosexuality. And the Bible has told you that if you follow these other people, these other nations, you're gonna follow after their gods. Their gods are Zeus. And what's some more Greek gods that they got? Poseidon and Hermes and all these guys that ran around with one shiver of clothing on, you know what I'm saying, all day long. And you know, these guys are what's destroying us today because we want to be just like them. We believe that we can be a man, or gods to the white man is there's no gender. There's no gender in gods to white people. That's why they can sit here and tell you that God is not a man when the Bible literally says God is a man of war.
Right.
So who is this man that's of war if God is not that? Now, one time if I saw the Bible say that God is a woman or that she does anything, Every time I read the Bible, and if you can prove anything different, I will walk out the school and never return. Show me something that said God is a woman. Everything says God is a man and a man of war, and he, his, everything says that. So if you show me anything other than that, I'll walk out of the school and I will never return. But I don't think you can do it. You understand? Read.
You said John 8 and 4?
44. You got
44.
Yeah.
This is the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44.
Matter of fact, give me 1 Corinthians 9 and 24, because we're getting close to the end of the class. I just want to make sure I bring this scripture out.
1 Corinthians 9
and 24. Yep. We're doing 24 and 25. This is what the white man has done and the oppressor has done to blacks and Hispanics, man. And this is why, I love this scripture, because it shows you how it's bringing our nation down, how it's destroying us, just so the oppressor's nation can flourish. It's showing the oppressor, it's showing the strengths of the oppressor, man, where it's making us do all the things that he does, because, of course, naturally, the things that he does is not for our people. So what does it do? We just talked about the iron yoke around your neck, and you being destroyed, and you killing your brother, and you having sex with your brother's wife. And now we're talking about homosexuality. And homosexuality is a destruction to black people.
Right.
This is a contest that every nation is in. It has been in since the beginning of time. The Lord knows this is a contest, that every nation is in a contest to be better than other nations. That's why everybody has this notion that that their nation is supreme over everybody else's nation, because the concept makes sense. Who wants to be in a world where your people aren't the most recognized people on earth? Who gets the decision making of everybody on earth? Who doesn't want their people to be that? And it just makes no sense. Go ahead. You had something.
Salaya, if I could, that's what I meant about the Kemet community, these brothers that call themselves Pan-Africans and all this. You want to suggest all these books that we this, that, and the other, but again, we're not winning.
Right.
So y'all like to say, hey, good winning. If everybody who winning, I'm with you. We're not winning. I'm killing dreams up here. We're not winning. If we were winning, this world wouldn't be going the way it's going. And we all know the way this world going, it's going in the opposite direction of the way it should be going.
Damn right. What the Bible says this, and I'm paraphrasing, when the wicked are in rulership, the earth will mourn. But when the righteous are in rulership, then the world will rejoice. The earth gonna rejoice, because you're gonna have righteous men running the earth.
Right.
They're gonna be giving out righteous judgments. They're not gonna allow Dwayne Wade to come out in public and say that his son should be a daughter. Because what God do you follow? You follow a God who puts a seed inside of you, and then you get to tell that seed what it is. When God is the one who is the author of everything, if he authorizes him to be a boy, the kid is a boy. I'm sorry to tell you, Dwayne Wade, you can say whatever the hell you want to. But if the Lord authorizes your son to be a boy, if the Lord takes him out of your nutsack and put him inside of your wife and declares him a boy, there's nothing you can do to make him a girl. He's not going to ever have a period. He's not ever going to have a baby. He's not ever going to do any of those things, have the hormones that a woman has as a woman. You're just going to say he's a woman. And that defiles your household right there in itself. You understand? All right, give me that.
Khan, this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 24, right?
And you go all the way down to 25 if you could, Papa John.
Khan. Know ye not that they which run in a race,
what?
That they which run in a race.
It says, know ye not that they that which run in a race. What is this talking about? This is a race. What do we call white people? White people is a race. Black people is a race. We all call blacks and Hispanics, North American Indians. We all one people. But you have the Africans, that's a race. Chinese, that's a race. This says what?
Know ye not that they which run in a race Run all.
Run what?
Run all.
This is all nations. All nations running a race. This is saying, no, you not that they which run the race. They all of us running the race. Every nation of people running the race. That's why we're called a race of people. That's why blacks is a race, and whites is a race, and Chinese is a race.
Right.
Nobody ever contemplated why they called us a race of people, because somebody's in a competition. You understand? Read.
Khan. But one receiveth the prize.
But what?
But one receiveth the prize.
So we all running the race, but only one receives the prize, right? That's why white people love white supremacy. Because they want to be the supreme race on the earth. They want the prize of running the world. You understand? The Chinese people, you know why the Chinese is willing and ready to go to war with America right now? Because they want their race of people to run the earth. They care more about their people. Iran cares more about Iranians, so they want their race of people to run the earth. They want the prize. This is what the Bible is saying. Although we all run one race, we want it all. But there's only one prize. Is there only one prize? Yes. Whoever runs the world gains the prize. Read.
Khan. So run.
So what?
So run.
So keep running, man. And that's what we trying to do in the Isupk on the Command Junior Hana. We trying to keep running. We keep trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments so our nation of people can keep running this race. Because if we stop running, then we won't get the prize. How do we get the prize if we quit?
Right.
We can't quit running this race. It's hard. It's oppressed. It hurts. It's shameful at sometimes. But you can't quit running. Because if you quit running, you will never maintain the prize. Read.
Khan. So run, that ye may obtain.
That ye may what?
May obtain.
So is this saying that we should just quit? God, is this saying, the white man already got the prize, so what we running for? This is saying keep running so you can obtain this prize, man. This is the prize that the Lord gave us. And as long as that's why the Bible says, he that endures to the end, you shall be saved. Because you have to endure through the race. They say it right now. What's the term they use? It ain't about how fast you run. Go ahead.
Life is not a race; it's a marathon.
There you go. Life ain't a race; it's a marathon, man. You can run as fast as you want to. If you ain't gonna make it to the finish line, then you lost. You still lost. If I can pace myself and make it to the finish line, then I've won. This is the race we trying to fight, man. I know we behind. I know that the white man get 10 steps ahead. I know that they are, they get a benefit that we don't get. But all we have to do is endure with one another, man, and fight this just like brothers should do, man. I should pick him up. When you see me falling in the race, you should pick me up, give me spray some water in my face and keep me going. You should do the same thing. And let's win this race together. You understand? Read.
Okay. Verse 25.
You got it.
And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
You got it. Keep reading.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
They do it to do what?
To obtain a corruptible crown.
Who is this talking about? This talking about Young Thugger. This talking about what's the other brother we just
Charleston White.
Let's talk about all these brothers who sit here and try to gain notability from bringing your own brothers down. That's a corruptible crime. A corruptible crown that you're trying to get. You trying to be called king by destroying your own people, man.
Right.
That's not a crown that you should want to represent, because that's not bringing your race of people up.
Right.
That's just bringing you up. That crown is corrupted. You are claimed king, but the only people who claim you to be king is the ones you helping to destroy your people. The white man will claim you a king. You guess who get all of the social media work? Yes, Charleston White gets all the media. You can go on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, any social media you want to go on. You will see Charleston White. Guess why? Because he's dragging black men down. He gets the crown of the white man. That is a corruptible crown. That's somebody who can be corrupted into getting the place he is on in earth right now.
Right.
He just uses the white man to get it. He bashes. He know that bashing black people But bashing these men who've been putting in work is going to get him a crown. And he uses that for his own gain.
Right.
I don't want that corruptible crown.
Lie.
But you can have this crown. Read.
But we an incorruptible.
We are what?
Incorruptible.
I want an incorruptible crown. I want the crown that Christ set for us, man. Christ said, love your brother like you love yourself. Christ said that you have to forgive your brother. He said you had to turn the cheek for your brother. He said you got to forgive him 7 times 77. This crown that you gonna build up, being in the truth, is a crown of one that has nothing but love for his race of people, man. And once you have love for your race of people, you'll learn to forgive them. You'll learn to not have to have that grudge towards the man who live right next door to you, man. That's why the Bible speaks so much about love your neighbor like you love yourself. These are men and women that live right next door to you. You understand? My grandmother, she was killed by my next door neighbor over a dog barking. That she came out and said, can you shut your damn dog up? And he go in the house and come right next door and kill my grandma, kill my uncle over a damn dog. This is what we dealing with in the black community, man.
Wow.
We dealing with black people who hate their neighbors, man. How can we be the ones who win the prize in this race if we can't learn to run the race with each other? Right. This race is our race. And as long as you keep celebrating Christmas, as long as you keep celebrating Thanksgiving and St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up, y'all brothers and sisters finna be on the Magnificent Mile with all green on, man, and not even understanding that St. Patrick was a murderer of black people. Y'all brothers is finna go and celebrate these holidays and build up their race. Their race is winning. You know why? They're ahead. Everything that everybody else is doing is what they're doing. We're running their race, not our own.
Right.
You understand? Is any more on that?
A lot. That was the end of 25.
All right. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Khan.
Shalom. It's that time again, Israel. It's the Lord's 54th annual Passover in North Carolina.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
The ISUPK, under Commandant General Yohana, will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center. This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family. The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center. For Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to isupk.com to purchase your tickets today. 200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate it. You just want the clout.
The Lord's 54th annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right. Commandant General Yohana has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Pull yourself.
I'm not gonna do that shit.